Kiori here. This is gonna sound a little weird, but this is more of a getting to know thing. Um, I am by all by the all all the term by the very definition socially awkward, and I'm still not used to being in front of a camera, even though I record myself talking like this every chance I get. Um, I actually owe a lot to the members of my group, to this group, and to the cosplay community. And I've started out as, and it's kind of funny. I started out as a little troll on DeviantArt, and I saw people dressed in costumes and portraying characters that I grew up reading in comic books and cartoons and a few anime and very few manga that I read when I was a kid. It's just I started saying to myself that I'm gonna do this one day. I had told my dad when I was 7 that one day I was gonna be Bubbles from the Powerpuff Girls, and slowly but surely, I'm actually making that happen. So, yeah. I mean, it's not like I can, not see myself doing this. The steps that I took to start cosplaying and start going to anime conventions. The first actual convention I've ever been to is actually Animazement back in 2014. That's actually where I met Maximus, the co-founder for our group. And it was a blast. And then last year, I convinced Maximus to come up here, and we thought we would tackle Lexington comic and toy convention up here in Kentucky, and it was a blast too. Though we ended up having we ended one of the original Power Rangers for the U.S. Power Rangers tried getting me to go out with him. That was a little awkward. um, but probably would not have made it. Would have just stopped after that one year, and would have let my dream of becoming Bubbles, or the idea of being a female Dante from Devil May Cry, which, for all intents and purposes, is my favorite video game series. 1 through 4 have always been my favorite video game series. And back in last March, I got to meet the voice. We briefly got to meet and take a video, which is up on our Facebook page, of the voice actor who for Virgil, and I squeed. I squeed hardcore. I didn't make it. I didn't do it out loud, but I squeed internally. And even though my friend's costume pretty much took spotlight, which I was okay with because he worked so hard on it, and you know, it was awesome. And sadly, this year he's not able to go with to Lexington Comic Con with me. I'm actually, I, which is kind of a downer, but I get to see him in May and at Amazement, which is kind of funny because both years that I got to hang out with Daniel and he was dressed as the Predator. Um, I actually got to meet Myung, who is a phenomenal part of this team. More of our Homestuck oriented costume designs pretty much come from them. And I am blessed to be able to count them among my closest friends. And let's not forget Kizer, who who begrudgingly has to put up with me and my antics and my never-ending cosplay list. I'm so sorry, sweetie. um, though, before I get into any more about how my group has changed my perspective on how I think, I want to say this. I feel bad that I'm not that I, I'm gonna restart that. I count myself lucky to be among talented people, to be among a talented group of people. And I swear, if I find out anyone's making any wisecracks because they are of darker skin color, I will personally go off on you. Cosplayers are cosplayers no matter what race, gender, body size. If people think that white people should be the only people cosplaying like a great variety of people, I think you have grown up in a hole or under a rock. Because the people that are different race colors or multicultural have more talent in their entire body than you have in your pinky. And out of everyone that I have met, and person here in the U.S. or through DeviantArt that live in different countries and still keep in contact with me, they are some of the most dedicated people I have ever met and or had the pleasure of talking to. Do I care what their nationality is, what their gender, race, or anything is? No. Because to me, a cosplayer is a cosplayer, no matter how you look at them. My friend Mo is the best. I know this might be a little bit biased because I don't know a lot of people in the Homestuck community. I think they make a very good Terezi. Like, they have the laugh, the speech down perfect. And I'm not belittling anyone else who cosplays Terezi. Because, those who can cosplay any of those characters and do it so spine-chillingly perfect. Not just Homestuck, but any fandom. If you can do that character so well that you pretty much think that they are the character, you're doing great. And to pretty much grudgingly think, most people would think that people who make their costumes are somewhat better than those who buy their costumes or piece it together. I personally cannot sew worth a damn. I am trying, I am learning. I have never had the patience to actually sit down and sew. And as someone who goes and pieces their costumes together out of different articles of clothing or go and buy their costumes have never had a problem. I mean, yeah, I would eventually like to be able to make all my stuff as much as, as and be able to do it as well as Maximus and his ability to work with foam and latex and be as confident as he is with his stuff. I would like to be able to do that. And I love the people in my group. I love our tall person who is part of our group, but he's not. Some people would know him as Dead Man, others know him as Grimjaw. He's... I want to say he's like our mascot because he's always there. I mean, he's sneaky like a ninja, and he's tall as hell, and he's sneaky. Like, he could be in front of you 1 second, you blink, and he's gone. I don't see how a tall person like him can move like that, but yeah. The people I know in our group, I have met through amazement. And I'm probably sure without any hesitations, I would probably say they have been, besides my mother, have been the most influential people in my life. I have to give props to my mom because without her, I wouldn't have the ability to do what I do. Granted, yes, I have a set budget for the entire year of what I can spend on costumes and cosplays and makeup, and I have a set amount that I cannot go over because as much as this is a hobby for me, it is very time consuming and takes a lot of money. And yes, this is actually probably the most expensive hobby I've ever had. And I have quite a few hobbies. I know this is also a little bit self-promoting, but Myung or Mo and I have started up a SD store called Grimrose Crafts. I hand make all the scarves on our SD store. Takes a little bit longer because the people at work aren't so understanding of the fact that I can multitask like that. And Mo pieces and makes some of the most beautiful jewelry I have ever seen. I am actually really envious of their abilities to do that. So, if you could just go in and check out our store. I know it's horrible self-promoting, but oh god, what else is there? Eventually, we will touch down on the do's and don'ts of con and con etiquette and how to successfully have a good con. That pretty much means from packing your stuff to if you're rooming with people, all that fun stuff. I have makeup in my eyebrows because I was testing out an outfit and my eyebrows did not match my wig, so I have to quickly go and clean up, and I will talk to you all later. No matter what time of day it is, or where you're from, I hope you all have a very berry day. Good night.